It seems like it's tougher and tougher to speak the truth to people and have them hear it and understand what it is that you're talking about. And I'm going to give you a hint about why that is. I don't know if you knew this. I did not know it, that every year the Oxford English Dictionary chooses a word of the year. And it's not necessarily a word that you've actually used or that you have ever even heard. It's sort of a word that exemplifies the tenor of the year. And the word that they chose for 2016, I would say that in fact you could use that as the word for, maybe the last 2 decades. And that is post-truth. Post-truth. Okay, so how do they define that? They say it's relating to or denoting circumstances in which objective facts are less influential in shaping public opinion than appeals to emotion and personal belief. Post-truth. That's where we're at now. That's why you could stand up here and you could say it's objective reality. It is true. And yet you are not heard. Because people will say, well, that's just your opinion. That's just the way you see things. Because everyone is entitled to their own opinion and view of the truth. And oftentimes people have no information. But they always have an opinion. And this is what we have to work with. So as freedom and property rights advocates, you're going to find yourselves completely at odds with and deeply concerned by the agenda for the 21st century. And that's what it's called by the United Nations and the world, the agenda for the 21st century. That is 1999 to 2099. That is a 100-year agenda. It's the blueprint. It's the action plan, the comprehensive action plan to inventory and control all land, all water, all minerals, all plants, all animals, all construction, all means of production, all law enforcement, all education, all information, and all human beings in the world. It is an inventory and control plan. And technology makes this possible in a way that it has never been possible before. So of course you're going to be concerned about this. It's not just as property rights advocates and not just as Americans, but as free human beings. Because this is a serious problem. It is actually the framework that is making it possible to take your freedom away. And this is what it looks like. I'm going to show you how this plan, which is called, if you go to Wikipedia, which I've tried to change many times, they finally, I think they were going to come out to my house with a machine gun or something like that. I don't know. You'll see if you go on Wikipedia or anywhere else online, you're going to see them say, oh yeah, Agenda 21, it's a non-binding voluntary agreement. I'm going to show you today, in a short time, how that isn't true. Okay? So it's the Agenda 21 Sustainable Development. It's the biggest public relations scam in the history of the world. But it really is far more than that. Because the agenda for the 21st century justifies and enables the loss of private property rights, the USA Patriot and Freedom Acts, which allow for domestic surveillance, loss of industry, agriculture, and our food independence, the destruction of our educational system with the insertion of sustainability principles and ideology from pre-kindergarten all the way to postgraduate school and beyond. That's lifelong learning. We're seeing the overprescription of behavior-altering drugs, social engineering through land use planning, overregulation. Are we suffering from overregulation by government agencies? Ultimately, this is the loss of personal and national sovereignty. This is the direction that this is going in, and this is how it's going. Representative government is being replaced by regional governance. Unelected boards and commissions where you have no voice and no vote. It's ultimately the elimination of the nation state worldwide. This is the goal. It's a global transfer to mega corporations. And I'm really, believe it or not, I'm not an alarmist kind of a person. What I'm doing is I'm telling you what is really going on. It's not an easy thing to hear, but this is real, and I am going to show you today. So this is the erection of a corporatocracy. It's a global totalitarian state, and it is happening now. This 20-year-old plan is in the end stages now. It's an administrative coup d'etat. And because it doesn't come with flashing lights and it doesn't come with labels, you're never going to see it called Agenda 21. You will see sustainable development, and of course, like Kirby said, you think you know what sustainable development is. Gee, isn't it, conservation, recycling and reuse? No, that is the green mask. That's why I called my book Behind the Green Mask. Because this is the story that you're told. It's a stealth plan, and it hides in plain sight. And yeah, it sounds like Area 51 or Catch 22. They did it on purpose, obviously. Agenda 21, you sound like a nut right away. It sounds like a conspiracy theory, but it is a conspiracy fact. The plan, obviously, is crazy. I'm not, and you're not. Agenda 21 is dependent on the Hegelian dialectic, which is a crisis is posed and a solution is offered. A crisis is created, really. A solution is posed, and the balance between these two is the new normal. And you would never have agreed to that new normal if it hadn't been for that crisis. There's a crisis pressuring the acceptance of the new normal. In the case of Agenda 21, we've got two major crises. Crisis number one, global warming, climate change. Ooh, it's serious. The planet's in danger. The sea levels are rising. Life forms are threatened. There's no time to lose. Panic, chaos, collapse. Don't think. You can't think. Post-truth, you can't think, you must act.